Hey, Egyptian. Hey. Hello, Egyptian. You okay? Hello to the other 3 people in here. How are you guys doing? My camera's looking a bit weird. How are you guys doing? Hello, Quintina. Hope you're doing well. My hair's, I can't work out what's going on behind my head. Thank you for your like. How are you guys getting on? How's everyone getting on? You all good? Stacey, hello. Hope you're okay. Hi. Hey. Just checking the makeup out, just making sure. Let's see. Hello, Brittany. Hope you're doing well. Gonna jump straight in here. No time to waste today, guys. No time to waste. We've got some definite energy shifts. I don't know if anyone else can feel it. I'm definitely feeling it. This is definitely the run up to the eclipse energy now, because there's going to be some big reveals, I feel. Hey, Mia. Hope you're doing well. Let me see what's going on here. Thank you for your like. Have you coloured your hair? Looks good. No, don't know what you mean. Don't know what you mean. Yeah. Thanks, Stacey. Yeah, it looks a lot better. It needed to happen. Let's see what's happening here, guys, as everyone filters in. I've just put the tweets out and the little notifications, but let's see. Okay, guys, got some cards for you. We've got box, you will receive a gift. Wall, misunderstanding. The bear, danger, especially money matters. The gong, an exciting event. Hammock, taking a vacation physically or mentally. Bouquet, compliments from an admirer. And handshake, a meeting with a stranger could be important. Thank you. I needed to do my hair so badly. My hair was looking like a freaking hot mess. And I feel a little bit more normal now. My eyelashes are surviving as well. And it's actually a lot easier for me to get ready. So I don't have to worry about doing eye stuff, really, apart from my eyebrows. Everything else is just, you know, I didn't really put a lot of makeup on. Okay, so I'm going to say this. In the 99... Hello, Özlem. Merhaba, nasılsın? Hoş geldin. Oh, bless you, Egyptian. You're very kind. Very, very kind. I'll pay you later. I'll pay you later. I'll pay you for your kind compliments later. Yeah, I'm going to just be real honest with you here. 99% of the issues at the moment are lack of understanding and misunderstandings. It's really important to gain a good understanding of things, because I'll be really honest with you, 99% of the clients that I'm getting at the moment, it's misunderstandings that they're in. And I'm having to give both sides. And it's like, then they're like, oh, yeah, I get it. And I'm like, yeah. Now it makes, there's a feasibility to it. There's a logic. Hello, Karen. I hope you're doing well. So just be aware of that. Because it's rife at the moment. There's especially because we're about to go into Neptune going direct in Pisces. There's going to be, this is why I was telling you, just whatever you do, be careful about making decisions, because yeah, it's perspective. I mean, if you're see, this is the problem, is I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm one of these people. I don't have, hello Lynn, I hope you're doing well. I'm a bit of I'm a loner, right? So because of that, I can really understand and objectify a situation, especially because of how they've arranged my astrology. That is definitely my strong point, is I can pinpoint a situation, cut through the rubbish and the confusion and be like, this is the real deal. The problem with it is because of my experiences and the fact that I put so much time into my personal development, it takes people a while to catch up with what I'm saying. A lot of people get it. There are people on that can get it and that go, yeah. But some people, it takes them weeks, sometimes even years to be like I had my friend's mum 18 years ago. I asked her for help and she didn't get it. And 18 years later, she was like, I get it now. This is someone's mum as well. So it happens. I look rested. I done my hair, Lynn. I did my hair. Yeah, I did my hair. I'm actually going to take, this is to give you a heads up. I'm going to, Friday is going to be the last live read until the following Friday, right? The reason being, hello, Laura. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing very well. I'm going to still put the bi-monthlies up. They're still going to get posted, but the lives, I'm not doing next Monday or next Wednesday's live. So the 29th, and I think it's the 2nd's live, I'm not going to be doing. I'm taking some days off because I need to prepare for December, because I'm very aware that we have a month off here. So it means I'm going to take 3 days to myself to check in with the guides, to have a meeting with the guides, with the ancestors, to figure out what else is next, what is going on, because I need to get ahead of this energy. I don't have to, but for my job, I do. Do you know what I mean? So I'm aware that there's definitely some energy build-up coming here, and I want to get ahead and see what's going on. And also, I want some time for myself. You know, I want to make sure. Now, you're saying I look all rested. Yes, I do look rested, but I don't stop there. I will dig. I will figure out what's going on, and then I'll do my own personal development, because I walk my talk. I'm not just saying all this and doing nothing. I'm very focused on my own personal development. So, as I say, the bi-monthly astrology readings will be posted as normal. You'll still have them coming up. I'm hoping, that's my plan at least. But the lives on Monday and Wednesday, they won't be, because I need to get my head screwed back on. I need to check in with everyone, and I also need to figure out some of my own things that I want to do, because again, I'm not having enough time to do that at the moment, and there's more energy coming here. So I want to be ready. And I'm one of these people that I'm not just going to be ready. I'm going to be ahead of it and watching and waiting, you know? So, and it's not because of ego either, before anyone starts putting words in my mouth. It's my role. This is one of my jobs. So, yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's just a bit of time for work. There's also other things, but I'll mention that when I come back on. It's work related. It's nothing personal. It's something that I'm going to be doing. So yeah, it's to prepare for all of that. So I'm not really going to be resting. I'm going to be working hard as usual. So we're going to be ready though for this, right? So again, we're in a really crucial point at the moment, and that should be a relief energy for you guys. So just be reassured that you should be getting some kind of insight when that kind of energy moves. Because again, don't forget, we've got Neptune going direct. We've also got something else happening on the 8th that I haven't mentioned yet. This is another thing that's happening on the 8th. It's going to fly under the radar of every other astrologer and every other psychic. I'm telling you. I know it's going to fly under the radar, but I want you to make a note of roughly around the 8th, a bumpy energy that likes to fly under the radar. All right, give yourself a break. But there's a big shift. There's a big shift on that day as well. So let's begin. So let's see if that energy comes up today. It might do, it might not. First of all, I want to use the Moon Oracle. Okay, Spirit, what is it that we need to be aware of here? What is it we need to be aware of? Hello, Rebecca. Email me. Don't worry about emailing me, Rebecca, ever. Honestly, don't you start worrying about emailing me. It's all good. Hello, Paradise Zen. I hope you're doing well. Right. Look at this. Doorway. I'm joking. No, it's actually quite good news though. There's there's an opportunity here. There's an opportunity. You know when you do like, oh, did you? See, like I'm saying, just email me. Right, give you a heads up with emails. If you email me in a day, it's going to be evening time, late into early morning that I reply. But Rebecca, I'll have a look. I'll make a note of that on my to-do list today after the live. Hello, Megan. Hope you're doing well. Are you adapting? Are you flexible? Not as in Rebecca, I'm talking in general now. Generally around 4 a.m. I mean, yeah, it's basically when I do reply to emails, and it's usually just before my bedtime because it's the only time I get to do it. But Eslem's very correct. Eslem knows the routine. I've replied to her so many times now. She knows the deal. Take your time, hub. No worries. Yeah, I mean, but Rebecca, don't you worry about that. Trust me, I get people commenting on Facebook. I get them emailing me on, and then DMing me on Twitter, and then they go on my Instagrams, and I'm like, can we not? Because this is a lot more messages now. So Rebecca, don't you ever feel like you can't email me and worried about it? Honestly, don't worry about that. Am I that scary? Am I that scary? Bless you. Oh, bless your heart. That's not good, is it? Goodness me, people are scared to approach me. Yes, Paradise then. I'm all into that. I'm all into that. I'm loving that vibe. I've got my yoga mat here, actually. My yoga mat's been delivered. Yeah. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So there's an opportunity here. Are you adaptable? Are you maintaining flexibility? No, Rebecca, don't worry about it. Honestly, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. It's actually, I've died down to the point where it's more manageable, which is exactly what I needed it to be. You know what I mean? Because before was like, I don't know my name anymore. What's my name? What day is it? What year are we in? Yeah, that was intense. But luckily, I'm built like a mule. I'm an ox, so that's a very Turkish thing to say. But yeah, good. Oh, bless you, Paradise. That's very kind of you. So you're going to be gaining an opportunity here. I'm hearing to show yourself. That's wonderful. Your powerhouse, truly. No, I'm. Anyway, it's all good. Don't be afraid to shine, and don't be. Hello, DM love. Don't be afraid to be you. Don't be afraid to shine. There's an opportunity that you could be getting offered very soon, and it's going to give you. This is basically. It's like removal from isolation. It's a step onto your path. Something about removing the unknown as well. There's an opportunity to break away from an old cycle, let's say, but it's about you stepping into individuality, and it's about you owning you basically. At the present moment, it's been on pause for maybe you weren't ready, or maybe this is just you know, the timing of the universe. But there's an opportunity going to be presenting itself where do you stay in the same energy, or do you take that kind of, it feels like a little risk, but it doesn't feel like yeah, it doesn't feel like a risk. It feels like it's something that should be happening, you know. Can you hear that helicopter? Yeah, I mean, we're still in isolation. We're in lockdown over here, and we come out in a week. That's another reason why I want to take a few days, so that before that happens, I can sort some bits and pieces out, because we are going back into lockdown after that. In this country, we have a 3-tier lockdown. So on the 2nd, we come out of main lockdown and we go into tier 1 or tier 2 lockdown, which is It depends. At the moment, we're probably going to go into tier 2, but it depends on the area. So we're actually getting closed down area by area. Thank you, DM Love. I hope it helped. Yeah, so I need to get my game face on. I need to get my game face on because this energy is like, this country is falling apart as well. I don't know if anyone else is in the UK can testify to that, but this this country is literally losing their mind. Hello, Geeta. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so Stacey, yeah, you get it. Lynn gets it. Dad says exactly that. This is it, Mia. Who's coming towards you in love, Geeta? This is a general collective reading. DM Love, you're in London. Whereabouts are you? I was born in North Brittany, the US as well. Yeah. Paradise, you're from Wales, are you? Beautiful part of the UK. I did a few places in Wales. I went Aberystwyth, beautiful, beautiful part of Wales. You're from Merseyside. I love Liverpool. I studied in Manchester, so I am very fond of the Northwest. It's one of my favourite places in the UK. Think of us, poor soul. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, you guys have had it real hard, haven't you, up there? You guys are there. It's because all the Scousers are broken away from they're punishing the Northwest a little bit because you guys are a little bit more switched on, I feel, and so you can see through a lot of the rubbish going on. You're in Edgware, are you? Oh wow, I know it well. I know Edgware very well. I was born in Tottenham. I lived there for 5 years. I grew up there. I grew up round the corner from David Lammy. If any of the UK lot may know who I'm talking about there, but David Lammy grew up with me. We were on the different roads. So my road was here, and his road was just off. I'm not going to say what road it is because I don't want to out him, but yeah, I know David. Well, I grew up with David Lammy. Yeah, there's a lot of people in the UK here. Yeah. And if you don't know who David Lammy is, he's a Labour MP. He's in Sweden. We don't have lockdown, but we have strictest restrictions. The new corona wave is scary, so I've got to work from home. It will be resolved. It will be resolved. And can I say, it won't be too long either. We've got I'll be really honest with you. I'll be shocked if this is still going in March. I'll be shocked. Just, you got to take a day at a time. Don't try. This is why I need to cover a couple of days, because I know. Yeah, I'm in Michael Gove's constituency, so trust me, I'm aware. Resolved, it means concluded, finished. There's an end point, a finish line, a closure, a successful closure. So yeah, Adela, hello. Hope you're doing well. So there's a recharge needed here. Ironically, look, they've even said it in the cards. So this is now, if you haven't taken a break and you're like me, okay, I've got to be careful what I'm saying about that on this platform. But I'm going to be honest with you. This is soul contract based. This is soul contract based. A lot of the souls that are leaving is because we need new, fresh souls. There's a whole shift of the planet. We cannot have new without an old conclusion being released. This is soul contract based. So for us to say, oh, I don't want any change, and this has got to stay the same, there's a shift in vibration on the planet, but we can't have a shift without the new, and there can't be new without a release of the old. It's according to universal principles. We have laws on Earth. We also have laws up there. Okay, so again, this is about perception. What did I say right at the beginning? What did I say about right at the beginning? Most things can be concluded based on a shift in perception. And this is why it is massively important to take a step back and observe. This is why when people making all these decisions, perception is a viewpoint. you see something and you can understand it. That's your perception. It's a way of seeing something. Yeah, I mean, of course I have to be honest on here, but they don't like me talking about it because it's not the agenda that wants to be presented. We are, again, that's another subject that I'm not allowed to go into because I will be shadow banned. Do you know what I mean? I've got to be careful what I'm saying. But be very careful what you're observing in the media, okay? Be very careful what you're investing in, what you're putting your energy and time into on the media, because there's a narrative here, all right? Gina, are you actually trolling me here? Are you actually asking me these serious questions? Because it feels like you're trolling me here or trying to. You don't need to know what that is. It just means that I'm not able to grow my platform, right? Which means I don't get the messages out, which means people lose out, which means I can't help people, which means I'm putting time and energy into something where I can't reach the people that need to get the most help. So be very aware, especially at the moment, with anything that this is why meditation is super important. Yeah, good for you, Paradise Zen. It's meant to happen. This is an ascension. People are waking up. The whole world is waking up. So what I do is going to be the norm soon. Why do you think I'm doing this? It's to prepare people. This is my job. This is what I came here 39 years ago to do, and I've survived 4 near-death experiences to complete, you know? So without knowing and sort of giving a heads up into UK media and how it works, and I have done TV and I know how unfortunately the media works, please use discernment for all things, and also believe nothing, question everything, and make sure that you're meditating on everything, because it's going to help you. But the world is waking up. That's all you need to know. You cannot have light without the dark being released. This is, again, universal order, universal principles. This is what this is all doing at the moment. You cannot have the new energy without the old being released. So we're seeing a lot of very polarized energy here. So this is why I need to be on my game, because I can't give this kind of information. They put me through hell for 39 years to be ready for these kind of things. This is why I'm here. And there's no point in, again, this is why I'm taking some days off, because it's the right time to do it. But at some point in the not so distant future, this will balance itself, because it is the way it's been designed. It's not to try. And this is the thing, you guys all have soul contracts to be involved in this. You would have agreed to come here at this time, to be present in this moment. There you go. 333. So endings 9. 3 is also Gemini energy, which is about polarization, light and dark, male and female. Yeah, and you will continue to have spiritual awakenings. We don't just have one, we have multitude of spiritual awakenings, because there's layers of perception. There's layers and layers of perception. You cannot go from a soul that has been reborn into a planet, because you have amnesia when you come, to then grow and obviously learn things, and then undo any patterns of behavior that aren't healthy, and then work on your higher self and connecting to that. That is a whole transitional period, and it lasts a lifetime. But there are continuous upgrades that we go through. That's why we have lower points where we're maybe feeling a bit more depressed, or we're not quite understanding of what's going on, and we're a bit confused. This is a general collective, what's called the dark night of the soul. What they do is there's a cycle in all things. So when you're about to be reborn, or you're about to have an awakening, or you're about to go through an upgrade, they put you into this almost depressive state, because it's like a cocoon, isn't it? You're being reborn, because you have to understand, again, you can only go as high as you've gone within, and you have to have, there's a balance to all things. They're not going to give you the truth and not allow you to go to the more underworld, the more subconscious elements, because otherwise it wouldn't be a balance. This is what we're observing at the moment. That's a whole different story. That's a whole different story right there. Hello, Hannah. That's a whole different story right there. One of which that when I sort out this thing in the next few days, maybe I will be able to upload, but then probably because it's on YouTube, I won't be able to. Okay, so the important thing with any dark night of the soul is that you don't put pressure on yourself to come out the other end and be like, da-da, I've got all the answers. This is not going to work. You're going to end up driving yourself to the point where you're frustrating yourself and you're beating yourself up. This is not about guilt. This is about learning and growth. You've got to be easy on yourself, especially at the moment. Like I said, they put me in a bed for 3 years and they forced me to do all kinds of things ready for this. And even still, I've got stuff that I'm trying to work through because obviously I'm a human too, you know. I'm not like enlightened and I'm here and I'm not part of the collective and I know everything. Don't be ridiculous. I have to learn as well, you know. Can you not hear me? Gina, can you please respect people's wishes? If they don't want to talk about a situation, then can you please understand that? And like I said, if I keep seeing your name disrupting the reading, I will just ask you to leave. I'm going to just be real honest with you. Can everyone else hear? Is it? Oh, you've got a headset. Bless you. Egyptian Warrior's got a headset. It's not working. Okay. The 37 of you guys here and the 12 of you that's like this, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Oh, you want to use this deck again, don't you? Hello, Red Raven. Yeah, that part 3 was supposed to be uploaded onto my website, but unfortunately that wasn't able to happen. Is it buffering still? Right, hang on. Let me sort the Wi-Fi out. Here we go. We've got Wi-Fi problems for days in this country. Okay, so this is a general collective energy for those who are new here. Right, we've got the Empress. We've got some new energy coming in here. And this is the Hanged Man. This is about perspective. This Hanged Man is also about awakening, but it's also about perspective, because perspective and awakening are two of the same things. Bless you. When you're heading into this next couple of days, especially on the 29th and 30th, when we've got Neptune going direct, right, on the 29th, which is why I'm taking these days off, and on the 30th, if your mind is on 15,000 other things, there's an opportunity in this. This is why this door's opening. Now, you may sit and go, oh, I've already had this opportunity. That's great. But either you're going to have another one, or if you haven't already had an opportunity offered, you're going to be offered an opportunity. So there's a new opportunity being offered, but will you see it? Will you see it? Will you see through it? Did you make all 15,000 decisions and then change your mind 15,000 times when everyone was panicking about making decisions? Is this decision making a situation you need to do now? This is all the things that I would recommend you balance yourself out ready for. Not because it's like you're ready to catch a ball, but just so that you're in a balanced state, because there's a gift here in this. There's a gift with anything new, with any new release, especially at the moment. Again, what we talking about, the chaos theory. You can always understand something a lot more when there's chaos because of the way it's not naturally presented, you know. Einstein's chaos theory, have a look into it. 3 of Wands, this is about your future as well. This is about your future. This is a future-based decision. This is a future-based decision, okay? It is going to involve a situation that you will be walking towards here. What can you see in the distance? She's walking towards that sun. This is the 8 of Cups. All but 1 cup is there. Can you see? But she's walking towards something else. Something that hasn't been offered before. This is what's on offer. Everything. The star, this is destiny. Someone is walking towards their destiny here, but it's going to be presented in a way that is only going to be available if you have the right perspective. This is how I'm hearing it. They're saying it's really important that you use discernment as well. It's going to be really important that you use discernment, because I don't think it's going to be available for long. I don't think it's going to be obvious. And I don't think, unless, put it this way, if it's blink and it's gone. It's like that. It feels like that. It's going to be a split-second decision. But look, can you see there's a misunderstanding here in a wall? We've got to be really careful. Our mindset. So in the lead up to this Neptune going direct and this eclipse, now, I don't know if you're aware, but we've got another one on the 21st December, but it's actually called a solar event. It's a solar flash. It's being heralded as a solar flash. A lot of spiritual groups are putting it forward as the Great Awakening. Like, this is going to mark the age of Aquarius. This is going to be the grand event. Like, everyone's talking about this event now. Everyone's like, this is the event. Everyone's going to, everyone's going to wake up at this event. I know. Thank you so much, Hannah. I actually did my hair today, so that's cool. So we don't want to pin all our hopes on one date, because that would be a bit nonsense, not very sensible. But this is going to yield an opportunity here. Remember, I said all the hardship that people will be going through, and there's a catapult event. This is going to be part of that, where there's an opportunity here to, because you're benefiting from all the lessons and the growth that you would have gone through in the last couple of months. You would have learned a lot. So there's an offering here. There's an offering. It's a not a shortcut, but it's like, if you've learned, you'll seize the opportunity. Now, is this the opportunity going to be you open the door and you walk in and that's your opportunity? No, because the opportunity might be to stay where you are. That's up to you to discern. That's not up to me to decide on your behalf. I'm not you. But the important thing is that you use discernment and you go into it with a balanced point of view, because that's going to really help. But they're saying it is another test, unfortunately, guys. I'm just hearing, did you learn the ways of the world? This is what I'm hearing. Did you learn the ways of the world? Because I feel like whatever this is, it was on hold. This was on hold while all this situation was going on. This had to be put on hold for this world to pause. And it's being reoffered, but it's the path. It's not going to be immediately reoffered. It's the path to the reoffering. So there's definitely, again, it's like a timeline split, if I had to call it. And what that means is, so when you're looking at doing psychic predictions, you look at most likely outcomes, and based on free will, you can only give a certain amount of definitive insight to that. But there's usually outcomes that are more likely. So there could be 4 or 5 different likely outcomes to a situation. As we get closer to a situation, they're narrowed down to maybe 2. This is the narrowing down. And once you're choosing that lifeline or that life, that kind of that energy, you're locked into a new, there's a new energy that will unfold, basically. Gina, Han, I don't know what to say to you, but I can't. What is that supposed to mean? Maybe it's worth, if you're not, you know what I mean? If you're not meant, if you don't understand this, I don't know what to say to you. I don't know what to say to you, but this is the message I've got to give. If you don't understand that, maybe watch the reading back. It's not my job to help you discern the information, because I'm not you. You're going to analyze the information differently. Everyone's going to analyze the information I'm giving differently based on what they need to know. I don't speak just randomly. This is the way I phrase things, the way I say things. There's underlying messages there. Some people will watch this 4 times and be like, I get it now. Bye. So there's choices here. If you cannot use discernment on a general reading, I don't know how many more times I need to say this. This is a general reading. Not everything is going to resonate with absolutely everyone. It's not meant to, because this is the thing. It's not a personal reading. But please do not come in here and disrupt a whole group, because we keep having this and there's messages that need to come out. If you don't understand something, you can ask me once, you can ask me twice. I'm happy to confirm. But if it's a continuous attention that you need, please go meditate, because you're not balanced. And this is exactly the point I'm trying to make. Yeah, I think we all need to sage. You're right. Fuck's sake, man, you can't do one reading at the moment. This is exactly why I've asked for this as well, because I sat here and literally in my bed going, can we do something about this, please? And now this is what's happening. Oh no. Yeah. We need a freaking fire pit of sage at every corner of, like, oh, we need to sage the camera. Oh. And this is the thing, I've got a limited amount of time today as well, because I have a lady straight after this. We do. I'm going to walk around with a giant one of these and just do this across the universe, everything. I think people just need to use discernment when they walk in a room and just have a bit more self-awareness. Like, I would never dream of going into a live reading and being like, hello, I'm just going to start a whole new conversation based on absolutely nothing that is connected to anything. And I'm just going to do my own thing. I mean, I'm confused how, but then this is the world at the moment. People don't get it. There's a lack of social awareness as well. My guide's saying, you, oh Lord, you don't want to know what my guides are saying. You don't want to know what my guide. I'll be honest with you, sometimes my guides are a little bit more harsh than I am. I'm not going to lie. They're saying, no, we're the same as you. Oh, this is hilarious. This is hilarious. Right. So now you can't actually see me. We're all good to go, right? Now we're in fog. Now apparently this is enough sage, yeah? So that you can actually not see me at all. Lord above, thank goodness I'm not at that stage anymore. My guides they will let me do what I'm doing until the point when they need to make a point, and then they will absolutely wake me up in the middle of the night and be like, get up, and I'm like, oh. Like they did that with my quit smoking. If I push it too far, they will absolutely scream in my ear while I'm asleep. They don't care. Right, let's have a look. Can you see me now? Now that the fog has... Oh, here we go. Here we go. Why does this have to come out? We have a tower. Let's see what's going on with this tower moment. What is the tower, please? What is happening? Decision time. Now, for them to say that, I'm like that. Oh my goodness, what, a decision? We have to make a decision? Okay, now we have to make a decision. They're saying not you. What, as in not me or not them? Not you. Okay, so who? The collective. So maybe I do have to make a decision. They're saying not me, the collective. Okay, this is interesting. This is interesting. They're saying to me, I've already learnt this one. Are you just saying that to me so I don't pick up the scent that I need to make a decision? See, they're trying to play me a little bit here. This is going to be based on ego. There's a decision. Yeah, oh indeed. oh indeed, right. Or in other words. It's one of those. What would you rather? It is to do with the doorway that I just saw. The opportunity. This is very similar to the reading I did last night, if I'm totally honest with you. There's a sacrifice here. It sounds awful. There's a in order to heal and to complete some kind of soul mission, that there's some sacrifice here that is needing to be looked into. They're saying, remember what we told you earlier? Yes. Yes, I do remember. Yes. I'm trying to, I know what I'm going to say. I'm just trying to phrase it in the right way, which is why you already know this is not going to be great news. Don't get pulled into. So this is how I want to give it. You know that, you know, as a healer, sometimes we can't heal everyone, right? This is so horrible the way I'm saying this. You know, sometimes as a healer, we can't heal everyone because it's just not our job. We're only one person. We can't do everything. It doesn't work like that. This is going to be the whole, you can't do everything. It's going to be, something has to give. It kind of the vibe I'm getting here. Can't you give us some good news? Can't you give us some good news? If it's okay, let me give more insight. Let me have my slushy first. I bought a slushy. How annoying of me. Anyway, let's say, for example, your family expect you to do a certain role. Let's say that your family expect you to do a certain role, and that role in itself is leading you away from yourself. So you have to use a kind of discernment here as to, what do you choose? Do you choose the betterment and acceptance of other people, or do you choose the path of yourself? So Özlem, in part, yes, but I'm trying to explain it so it's people can understand what I'm saying. It's going to be based on a weakness that would have presented itself. Maybe it's an acceptance of a family member that you've never gained. Maybe it's the fact that your life path up until now hasn't been your own doing. It's been everyone else is deciding for you. Maybe it's been that your goals have been put on hold to care for a person, or maybe it's been because it's a self-sacrificial thing. But it's also been done on ego, where you've been trying to put your energy into something, but it's not been for your own needs. It's been for others, or an acceptance of another, or to gain respect from another, but it's not been authentically you. This alignment is bringing you into an authenticity that you haven't seen yet. It's an alignment with a path that you wouldn't have understood. It's a deeper understanding of you, because again, you can only go as deep as, you know, you can only go as high as you've been deep. So this last couple of months would have been that soul searching energy to build into a bit of a climax here, right? They're saying, but not yet, because this is the other thing, is that's another ego thing, is where it's like, is it time yet? Do we do it yet? Do we do it now? Is this time? Are we going to do it now? When are we going to do it? Is this, if it's that urgent, no. Like, why would you need to do that? This is going to present itself. It's going to be it's obvious. You're not going to sit there and have a guide going, make a decision. You're going to instinctively know that there's something that you need to do, and it's not going to be a forced, you need to do this. It's going to be I'm in alignment because my perception is shifting in a certain way. This is where I'm aligning with, because it's a natural progression. You're not being forced into a direction that isn't you. Thank you, Paradise Zen. Finally, we've got someone that's understanding this stuff. Maybe you guys all do, but Lord above, use discernment. And this is not going to be, I'm going to ring a psychic and ask them what I should do either. because I've had that recently. My guide told me I need to make a decision. What do I do? What, so you're ringing me? No. I refunded that person as well. Just FYI, I actually refunded that person because I was like, you're not getting it. And I don't think my reading's going to resonate with you because you're not getting it. And that's also part of my job, is to tell people when they're not getting it, you know. Yeah, it is good news, but some people aren't going to see it like that because they're not in the right perspective. Do you know what I mean? The thing is there's a risk here of having to see disappointment around people that don't get it either. Because don't forget, we're all shifting, aren't we? There you go, Paradise then. Exactly. My aim is to not have clients for 4 years because they're just reliant on what I'm telling them. That's not how I roll. My role is to get you to a point where you're discerning your own information and you're on it, you know, not so you're codependent on a psychic to tell you for 4 years worth of what you need to be understanding. That's not empowerment. That's unhealthy. Do you know what I mean? This is going to be a part of your old life that is being shed. It's a skin. It's like a snake skin that is being shed layer on layer, and this is just one layer, because don't forget, we're in Sagittarius season, which is about balance. You know, this is about a recalibration of balance. This is also about our higher alignment, what we're supposed to be doing, what we're moving away from, what doesn't align with us anymore, what is meant to be shed, what is meant to be released, what is meant to be removed, what is meant to be gained. There's a natural balance that's being restored, and it's going to be based on if you're ready and if your perception is at a certain point. You don't need to justify yourself to anybody. That's another thing I have to say right now. I don't know why I've got to say that, but my guide said very specifically, you do not have to justify yourself to anybody. It doesn't matter who this this is another common misconception. We've been trained to, oh, I have to do this, and I'm sorry I can't do that, and I'm sorry I can't do this, and I'm sorry I can't do this, and I'm sorry I haven't been able to do that, and I'm sorry I'm this. And it's like, great, but who said that we need, sorry, I'm confused, who these rules are made by? Is it spirit, or is this a man-made concept that's designed to keep people limited? Because I'm sorry, I'm a soul living in a physical existence. My soul is not a limited energy, it's an unlimited energy, and I'm going to live that way. Thank you. Now, of course, we have rules on this planet. Of course we have rules, but we also have our own set of rules. We also have our own alignment we must stick to, and that includes not allowing people to take us off that alignment. All right, doesn't matter who they are. Hello, Cecilia. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, truth is the truth. You don't need to sell the truth. The truth reveals itself, especially because this is the problem we've got, is we've got everyone observing at a different level on in every type of capability. And so this is where misunderstandings happen. And sometimes you can sit and explain a certain point of view and they're still not going to get it because it's based on their own perception and what their views are, what they've learned, what they haven't learned. And sometimes you have to release that because it's not your job. It's not your job to sit and handhold them to the next stage. It's the natural progression of all things. It's like sometimes you have them for a reason and a season. You have, you know, soul contracts with people for a certain time, and then sometimes, you know, there's a disconnect and then that person moves on. It's the way that it's been designed. And people are, there's an attachment issue. Now, luckily for me, at the moment, my very detached energy of my emotional world is coming in useful because usually it's not. Usually it's an issue for me. My very extraordinarily detached perspective on everything. But this time it's working in my favor, so I'm happy for that. But usually people are overly attached to a situation or an outcome, or they feel they have to be a certain way. They have to say a certain thing. They have to align with a certain person because they've known them for a long time, or align with an ideal. This is about to flip the script right here, which is where the Tower comes in. Oh, bless you, Zena. Thank you so much. This is a very unique opportunity that we're being gifted with here, because it's actually going to show you how much you've grown. You're going to look back and be like, oh my goodness, this is why I'm not in alignment with that. It's because I've grown. And it's not because they've done anything wrong. It's just that because people are going to sit there and go, you've hurt me, you've done this, you've done that. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, they've just given you a heads up that they're not in alignment with you. Like, so just move on. This doesn't need to be a big, we don't need to sit and pause and try and work. You're going to know very quickly if this is someone that's going to remain in alignment with you or not. But this is what we're releasing at the moment. It's very liberating. I'm saying it in a way because this is how I've learned it. But some people are attached emotionally or feel like they have to have things a certain way, and they've built up an ideal. Don't forget, this is about a perception that's breaking down. I'm explaining it to you after the aftermath of what people are going to see, or some people that will already be in alignment with this that will see it and understand it. But there will be some where this is going to be like, what? Because it's a different perspective, and it's not in alignment with what their expectations were. Because again, we have to remember that not everyone is going to be on the same wavelength here. So there's going to be some people, and it could be that the person you're dealing with is that person, or it could be you. But we have to remember that this is not, we're not being victimized here. We're not here to be abused. And this is like, haha, spirit is just sat there. Yes, let's see how they get out of this one. They're not, that's not how it works. And I know I sound like, you know, a bit of a troll saying it like that, but they're really not. They're trying to help us here. It's not like that because this is why I'm doing my job. This is why I'm doing this. It's not to sit and be like, hey, I know everything and you don't know anything. It's so that you guys can navigate this where you're not sat there going, what do I do? I don't know. You're going to get insight here that is probably, if it's not in exactly the same insight, it might be a little shift or an alternative, either with you or someone else that's going to interact with you. And then you'll have to either use discernment. Is this person still in my life for a reason? What do I do? Is this, but you need to understand and recognize the opportunity is what they're trying to say. This is an opportunity. It's also an opportunity to close out a long lesson, a very long lesson. This is the world. This is an opportunity to close out a big cycle, which is usually very useful in my opinion. Use discernment. Hanged man. Hanged man. Again, perception. Again, this is about awakening. The Queen of Cups is in the reverse. For the females, or the ones that are super emotional and can be, you need to be careful of what emotional investment you're putting into this, because that's going to skew with your perception. Be careful. And to use the golden rule, don't sit and blow someone's phone up because you're in your feels, and then you're just going to absolutely go to town and freaking rapid fire them. Sleep on it. Sleep on it. Don't get into that, because you're going to wake up the next day and be like, oh no, I think I've seen this differently now. I'm telling you. So just be careful, because the fact that this hanged man has come up twice, people are going to be getting triggered. Don't forget, when we're getting triggered, it's giving us an understanding of where our wounds are. You need to be aware that if this is happening to you, that they're trying to liberate you. They're trying to show you a different way. So yes, okay, it's going to feel uncomfortable maybe for some people, for those it resonates with, and it's going to take a while to kind of move out of that energy. And what do we do? But it's to help you. It's to help guide you away from a situation that is emotionally imbalanced, or maybe you're emotionally imbalanced, or the perspective is not there. So we need to reground. Don't forget, the regrounding is going to be super important. Every day it's someone, lol. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't have that issue anymore, because I don't associate with anyone. I don't do that for that reason. I associate with a few people. But listen, I'm not about to deal with that. I don't need to. I don't want to handhold people. I don't need to. I don't need to do that. I've done all that. It doesn't work. It doesn't. You don't need to do that. You don't need to handhold people and guide them through. I'm already doing this as a job. I don't need to do that in my personal life. I don't. This is why I'm terrible. I will not communicate. I'll sit there and be like, I'll let you learn the hard way, and I'm off I go. I don't say anything. I'm the world's worst person when it comes to that, where I'll just go, doop, not. I don't even need to say anything. I will not say a word. I will literally just leave, and they have to learn this 20 years down the line as to. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't need, especially when you know whatever you're going to say, they're not going to get it. They're not. And my guides sometimes say, Jale, that's not the point. You should give them the option to understand it. And I'm thinking, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right. And then I give them the option to understand it. And they're like, but what do you mean? And yeah, I don't need to do this. I'm out of here. I'm out here. This ain't going to happen for me. This ain't working for me. Don't need to say anything else. I don't feel like repeating myself. I'm not going to. I'm not a parrot. I'm sorry you don't understand me. I'm sorry that I'm so impossible to understand. I don't know what else to say. I sound passive aggressive the way I'm saying that. My bad. My bad. Yeah, I've learned very early on, like, there's no point. I've tried so many, and it's, yeah, let's just leave it there. We don't need to go into this. You didn't say anything to me. You just did this. Yes, because there's no point. I don't know. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. I don't want to waste my breath. And I'm the kind of person that if I know I'm right, I don't need to say a damn thing because I know I'm right. And this is what I'm trying to say. Then you end up having to drag yourself to a level. And you're just like, why am I even doing this? This is not me. Yeah, look. Bigger and better. If you get the hint that there's bigger and better, you need to go towards the bigger and better. And I'm not talking about I'm in my ego and I'm going to sit and, you know, this is not in alignment with you. I'm in the middle of dealing and healing from this right now. Oh, Dezina, I relate to you. Oh, goodness. If it's the right person, you don't need to. If it's the right person, you don't need to do that. If it's the right person, you're not going to need. And I get it. There's definitely a need for communication. But if you've tried 14 million times and there's a brick wall there, and they're just wounded and they don't want to do the work and they don't really want to listen and they don't really want to understand, and you know from the bottom of your heart that this person needs other help and you're not the person that has to do this for everyone. You're not the world's do you know what I mean? There's only one of you, you know. But there is definitely some awareness here that's going to be brought to light, and sometimes it's hard to let go is what I want to say. Sometimes it can be hard to let go, and luckily for me I was trained on that really early because I didn't see my dad for years. So I got trained on that super early. That sounds really cold the way I'm saying it, but oh, you know, that must be terrible not to have seen your dad. No, it's done me a favor because now I can literally deal with anything. Like, you know, when you're trained, spirit trainers, we're trained emotionally to deal with things. And again, I sound really super cold right now, but I was. This was my soul contract. There's no point giving me an easy life and then coming and doing this job and be like, yeah, I don't relate to anybody. That doesn't make any sense. I have to be put through everything, come out of that, drag myself out of hell, heal as best I can, as much as I can, and then do this job. There you go. Give yourself an ease. Don't make it too don't be too hard on yourself though. Just again, especially if there's a lot of competitive energy around this. You don't need to compete. You don't need to. This is especially one for those people that are trying to heal people you're in a relationship with them and you're trying to heal them. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. If they're not willing to meet you halfway, if they're not willing to listen to your point of view, if that you can see that there's no shift, and you're sat banging your head against a brick wall, the likeliness is, I mean, especially this message is for the empaths that are healers, that you're basically avoiding your own healing to sort of potentially put energy into someone else that is never going to change, because it's an avoidance technique. You need to be remembering that actually there's going to be a group of people that you can work with that is going to be more worth your time and more actually aligned with your soul mission than one person that is possibly even karmic, that's designed to throw you off your path. So this is what I mean. We've got to be understanding the alignment here and what exactly we're supposed to be aligning with and what is not in alignment with ourselves. That's another example I can give. Especially the light workers in the chat, especially you guys, especially us. Let me put myself into that. Because listen, if we're not on our form, and I'm going to be very honest with you at the moment, I'm asking upstairs, we need more light workers, because I'm getting worried about some of the light workers, because it's like they're forgetting all the basics, and I'm like, the heck's gone on here? What's going on? This is when we need it. We need it hands on deck, you know. So guys, give yourself a break. Give yourself some time to recalibrate and recharge and regroup, and use discernment. Reuse discernment, okay? And if all else fails, please utilize your contact with your guides, light workers. You go back to the basics. What did I say last stream? I said go back to the basics. Go back to the things that connected you with your team. Because this is the thing. This is not. We got to be realistic. We're not even winter yet. We haven't hit winter yet. And I'll use the analogy of how the winter is the time for the things to shed, okay, for things that are no longer around to leave the earth, okay, or the things that should be closed out are getting closed out, which means that, again, there's more energy coming. So we need to be taking a bit of a break, taking a breather, observing what's going on around us, checking up, how are we doing? Is there a bit of self-care? Let's dust ourselves off. Let's try and regroup a little bit, and then let's go again. Like, basically, this is you guys are soldiers. Like, I don't know how else to break it to you, but this is a you know, you're in an exercise here. This is you're soldiers. This is why you're here. You're on the front line, mate. You know, I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry to break that to you if you don't already know this, but you guys are the soldiers. You're leading people into an energy that they're gonna, because again, a lot of people don't know even half of this stuff, you know. And it sounds awful when that girl came in here and was like, what does this mean? What does that mean? Listen, I ain't got time. This sounds terrible. This is why I do different platforms, because not every platform is going to be, it's going to be all different information. My TikTok stuff is not the same as this at all. But my TikTok stuff is usually bringing in people who have just had an awakening, because I need to deal with that. I need to help them as well. This is what my guides asked me to do, because I need to get to them. And there's a lot of people that are very fresh in awakening stage, that are just like, I asked for a sign because I don't know what's going on at the moment, and you appeared on TikTok and now I'm talking to you, and I'm like, yeah, you've come to the right place. So guys, we have to oh, thank goodness it's going to be obvious. So guys, yeah, just use discernment. Don't, again, for those of you that are struggling to balance the energy out, you will do it. Just take your time with it. There's no, again, we've got a bit of a break here. Don't forget, the next couple of days we've got Thanksgiving, okay, so there'll be a bit of a lull in that energy. But yeah, I mean, light and dark, masculine and feminine, it's a balance. We're not all only light, you know. We have to embrace our shadow side as well, otherwise we're not whole and we're not balanced, okay. So guys, go easy on yourselves. Try and take a break. Try and, again, use discernment and try and recalibrate your energy so you're able to see and observe things around you, because that's going to be really important. And if you can't find your guides and you can't reconnect with them, go back to the basics of what you're used to doing. Meditation is going to help you here. Have a wonderful evening. Don't forget, we're live again Friday, and then that's the last live for a week. Take care, guys. Have a good one.